What did working in big city transportation teach you about how cities operate?
Transportation may be the most challenging industry there is because of a couple different things. One is communities evolved as transportation evolved. What was amazing is that we grew over time at different rates and in sort of different waves of growth. You know, there was a time in the late 1800s, early 1900s where density was the thing. You know, you kind of wanted to be near a streetcar line, which in the late 1800s may have been pulled by a horse, but a streetcar line in the early 1900s until 1940s near, you know, a streetcar line in almost every city. And then, of course, after that, you started seeing the age of the bus. After the 1940s, after World War II, you started seeing more single-family dwellings on a piece of land that was a certain size by a certain, you know, certain length by a certain width. And as you started to have these communities that were built out like that, they were no longer dense. So being able to be served by public transit was practically impossible. So now you put everybody in a car, driving into a core of a city that was built on density. It wasn't meant for having, you know, millions of cars coming into town every day. So they aren't prepared for parking. So then parking becomes an issue, and on and on and on. You know, transportation is the bane of our existence, and it's also the key to our future. We've got to get it figured out now. I don't think that we're going to get it figured out in any one way. I don't think it's going to be all rail or all bus, or certainly all car or bike or pedestrian. It's got to be a combination of all of that. And people just have to learn to be patient. And I think they have to be willing to invest in all those tools because that's the only way we succeed. There's a contingent in every community that says, we want more roads, we want more roads. Roads aren't going to solve the problem. In fact, they really probably contributed to the problem at one time. Just as there are silos in every community that want more, only investment in bike and pedestrian infrastructure, or only investment in mass transit. You have to have everything. That's the only way we're going to be able to survive.